and welcome
Hey,
to
everybody.
the next episode of our show that still doesn't have a title, but whatever.
It still doesn't. We are
Details,
slacking.
details,
Okay.
details. I'm Shanae,
And I'm Liz. Hey,
and
guys.
hi. And so this week we have a couple topics, and we're going to start controversial again this week because I guess we love controversy, and we're going to be talking about Sleepy Hollow. So, I don't watch Sleepy Hollow. I haven't watched Sleepy Hollow in a couple years just because it had gotten so bad. But Liz recaps it for Black Girl Nerds. You do the live tweeting, right?
Yeah, I do live tweeting.
So she's live tweeting.
I did live tweeting.
I did live tweeting. And so she was there when everything sort of hit the fan. And so we were sort of watching as it was happening on Twitter. And I was like, well, I guess we have our topic for this week. So I guess that is what we're going to tackle is Sleepy Hollow. So feel free. This is a safe rage space. So if you want to just rage in the comments, just go at it.
Let us know how you really
Let us know
feel.
how you feel. So I'll let you go ahead and start off our conversation. So what do you want to say about the finale and everything that's happening?
Yeah, so like you said, I've been live tweeting Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
For anyone, I live tweeted on the Black Girl Geeks Twitter handle.
Yes.
And I really had hope for this show. I really, really did. And I also did a YouTube video for the Black Girl Geeks.
Yes, she's our expert.
Hollow.
Yeah.
On Sleepy Hollow, and my video was titled "Will Sleepy Hollow Be Canceled?"
Yeah.
And it's crazy that what has transpired, because what I say in the video is that the thing that is the best thing about this show is the chemistry between Nikki Bahari, who plays Abigail Mills, and Tom Meissen, who plays Ichabod Crane.
Yeah.
And for me, and I think for a lot of people, as we've seen on Twitter and through the blogs and articles, they are the glue that held this show together.
Yeah.
And I say in the video, if the writers and the showrunners don't acknowledge that, and don't acknowledge that Nikki Bahari is a force on their show, a lead force on their show, then I really don't see it for the show.
Yeah.
So I guess it comes to the culmination of this season finale where shockingly.
Spoilers.
Sorry,
I just knocked over
which
my
we did do last time for the Walking Dead video.
I know, I was just like, spoilers.
They killed off Abby Mills as a character. Nikki Bahari will no longer be on the show. And I have so many feelings about this. I don't even know where to start. Because there's the aspect of just the show itself and how it just kind of deteriorated from this diverse, fun, sci-fi, supernatural show where you have a woman of color, a black woman as a lead character, fleshed out character, and not only her but other characters.
Well, it's like a diverse show, period.
It was so diverse.
Yeah.
Okay. This show started off, it had a white man, a black woman, detective, the black male detective chief who comes in. It had an Asian character. It had a Latino character. It was
everything.
like so diverse. And slowly but surely they start taking people
killing off the color. Killing off the color, yeah.
Killing off the color, for sure. Shooing in, white characters in there. And, I mean, that's fine if they have a purpose and they have good storylines, but making Katrina, she who must not be named, I always say, that character basically hyping her up as if she's going to be this, like, cool character who's like this strong character, and she basically dies barefoot and pregnant. That's how her character dies off in this show. So I seriously can go on and on, but just talking about the season finale, and I think just in the writing part of it and why I didn't like that is it was such a surprise, because they actually killed off a character the episode before that was kind of surprising. You like this character, you're like, okay, and then they killed that character off. And then they killed Abby off so unceremoniously, as if she wasn't a lead character. Like, you would have thought she was just like a side character who was just in this season, the way they killed the way they did this, because she's in all the promotional materials.
Yeah.
She's I mean, you look at Sleepy Hollow's Twitter handle, it's her and Tom Meissen.
Yeah.
You look at the DVDs, it's her and Tom Meissen. You it's just, this is so, I don't even understand. I just don't get it. I don't understand. No. I don't understand. And so, I mean, a lot of the talk is that the actress, Nicole Beharie, is not happy and wanted to leave. And I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. They sidelined her character. I felt like they really disrespected her fan base and her as an actress and what she brought to the table, and really underestimated what she brought to the table. And, you know, this is the result. This completely unsatisfying, depressing ending to a character that so many people love and respect and cared about, and was pretty much the reason why I watched the show. And not just me, a lot of people watch this show. And it's not just Black women, it's not just women of color, everybody. I read a lot of articles and saw a lot of talk about this, and everyone said the same thing, whether they were white, Black, whatever. And they said that this character was the reason they watched this show. I saw someone say, Abby's character was like, she was the audience, so she was what brought us into the show,
right?
And so someone basically said, what does that mean? What do the writers and the showrunners think about the audience when they kill off Abby? And I'm just like, there you have it. You killed off such an important character. And I mean, not to get too sappy on a show that I mean, we know that it's not real. We know that it's it's make-believe. But you do get it when you like a show, especially because I really loved it in the first season.
Yeah, the first season was amazing. I loved it. Yeah.
And I so much related to Abby's character, and now there's a hashtag, and I forgot who started the hashtag, but it's I am Abby Mills, and just the lovely things that people were saying. The Twitter gave her a better send-off than the show did. And that's saying something. And I mean, just personally for me, I'm a short woman. I'm 5'2". I'm an older sibling, and it's just me and my sister. So just to see a storyline where there's this woman who is strong, but you know, has trouble opening up and revealing her emotions, I related so much to that. And having a reconciliation with a sibling, you know, as being an older sister and having issues with dealing with my emotions sometimes, and just relating to, you know, the disappointment that you can have in your siblings, and the reconciliation. Like, there's so many things that she brought to the character, and would not have been able to be done other than just Nicole just bringing it every episode. And this is just a travesty. I can say so much more about how ridiculous this is and how disappointing this is to me, but I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir.
I know, everybody's just like, yes, preach,
I'm sure a lot of people have said the same thing, that this is absolutely ridiculous. And it's so funny because this episode I'm complaining about a character that's been killed off, and last episode I complained about him not killing off a character. And I want to touch on that a little bit, because for all the things I said about The Walking Dead last week, I will still be there. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to watch the next season. Ready to watch the next season. I personally did not like the way the cliffhanger. I would have preferred someone to die, but I get it. That's how they wrote the story. I didn't like the storytelling, but I will still watch the next season. I am not going to watch this show without Nicole Beharie as Abigail Mills. I'm not doing it.
Well, it would be sort of like if they kill off Rick, right? Like, he's the protagonist of The Walking Dead.
And not only that they kill off Rick, but they have not set up in any way, shape, or form that they're going to kill this character off. They have not really, other than in the episode, because I rewatched the episode. Not that they deserve the view, but I rewatched the episode, and because I wanted to see if I was overreacting, or, you know, what why I was so upset, because shows kill off characters all the time.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones does it, Walking Dead does it.
Yeah.
But they set it up, and this was not, you can tell this was just like rush writing.
Right.
They didn't plan this ahead of time. They didn't sow the seeds for something like this to happen.
Yeah.
And it just made no sense. The episode made no sense, and it just it just makes me so mad.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I can't even articulate all the things I want to say, but
it's it's one of those things where I think the worst part about it is that, like I said, I stopped watching the show a while ago, was just that, like, it had so much promise, and it represented sort of like a type of future that TV really needed, you know what I mean? Like, it came at around the same time that, like, you know, the Shonda Rhimes shows were happening, stuff like that, and there was just, like, diversity, and then this was sort of, like, the first diversity genre show that we'd ever gotten, really, in a while, because most, you know, genre shows are, like, mostly white, and so this one was so diverse, and to see just sort of how it kind of slowly started to move back to the norm, it's just sad, you know what I mean? Like, you had this great opportunity to, especially now, it just seems tone deaf to me, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
completely.
If they knew they were gonna do it, they should have prepared people, and this is where strategy comes into place. Like, I think everything is strategy, and so, like, this was just, like, bad strategy in that room, because if they knew she was gonna leave, because you know what, like, maybe she should leave, because it's like, you know, I've seen a couple episodes of season 2, and it was just like, okay, this is like a ship that's going down, like, you know what I mean? So if they knew she was going to leave and they were going to revamp the show, they should have sowed
the seeds.
Yeah, they should have sowed the seeds. They should have brought in another character. They should have, you know, just set it up better. So I think that
hinted at someone else coming in.
Yes, hinted at somebody else.
Given us glimpses of someone.
Had her pass the torch on to somebody else, like
if
sort of like
to do this.
Yeah, so like you know, like if you know she's going to leave and she's unhappy, then there's still, I think there's a way to still keep your audience, but this was not the way to do it.
This wasn't the way.
Yeah. And it's just so sad, because it's nice to see, like, we don't get black women in genre shows, really. Not that often.
We really don't.
Not since Firefly or some of the older stuff.
And not in lead characters.
Never lead characters. They're always side. They're always a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a sidekick. I mean, the only thing we did get, what was that show last year? With, what was it? Minority Report.
Which was kind of trying to be.
It was basically like
Sleepy Hollow kind of.
Kind of
the diversity part.
Yeah.
No, it basically was, because it was kind of that fish out of water. Type
and
of
then
thing,
he's kind of weird. I think it's basically the same thing.
It's. I watched it.
I watched it too. I'm sad it didn't work out.
I liked it because I live in the DC-ish area.
I love it because Minority Report's like one of my favorite movies. So I was like,
I love that movie too.
I love that movie.
Cool, yeah. And I like the technology. It was a really well.
I know. It just didn't work out. I'm sad.
It didn't work out. I could say more, but ultimately. One thing I am excited for is that Nicole Behardy is open for roles. I'm excited to see her in things.
Just keep tweeting about her. The more you tweet about her, the more likely she's going to land into.
Suggesting those roles.
Yeah, she'll land into a pilot. I'm sure she's getting more calls now than she ever did during Sleepy Hollow because of everything that happened.
Who is this Nicole Behardy?
I know.
Who is this person?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. First, what was the guy? What's his name from X-Men that she dated?
Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, I know. First Michael Fassbender, then this. Just sad. Give the girl a break, okay?
I'm not worried about her. I feel I'm sad for what the show could have been.
Yeah.
And I'm sad that the ending was so disappointing.
I know. R.I.P. Sleepy Hollow.
R.I.P. Sleepy Hollow. Season 1, because that's kind of the only one that really gave me what.
And it was so popular. Like, it was one of the most popular shows on TV during the time.
Yeah.
And so, it's just crazy.
So what tells you oh, this is working, let's completely change it.
More this, you know,
that's what we should do.
This is successful. You know what this needs? More white people. No.
Yeah.
No.
And
less white people.
Storyline.
And then even when they took out, you know, Orlando Jones, like he was the one he was such. I just remember at the time he was such an advocate for the show. He was always tweeting, always like sharing art.
The show. He was the only one who was really doing what other shows had done. Scandal. The reason Scandal got so popular is because of their fan interaction on Twitter.
Yeah.
And Orlando Jones was the person who was really doing that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what kept me interested in the show because he's this person
because he was so excited about it.
He was so excited. But they weren't serious, and I really think that they were really sidelining those characters. They were like, wait, this is not who we wanted to be the popular one.
To be supposed to be.
Yeah. We want the audience to connect with Ichabod Crane. It's the story of the legend of Sleepy Hollow. That's how it's supposed to be. No, it's you set it up to be two witnesses. We're going along with what you set up. Yeah.
It's just bad strategy.
Just bad. I think it was intentional strategy, in my opinion, because they knew she was leaving, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they knew that if she left earlier, I mean, people have contracts, and I'm sure it's, like, very muddy, but if she left before the season finale, I'm sure, like, ratings would have dropped tremendously.
Yeah.
And it would have been way, way less likely that they would get a renewal.
Yeah.
Now that she's killed off in the season ender, they still have those same ratings, so they can maybe squeeze through another season.
I don't know.
I mean, I hope not, with all the things that
I don't know if they're going to get renewed. What does the show look like? Like, how would we...
It would be so awkward.
How do we retool the show? Do you have any idea? Yeah, I don't think
her soul is supposed to float into another person, and that new person is supposed to be the next witness. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense. I wrote down some of my initial reactions because I was like, I was excited. I retweeted Renew Sleepy Hollow. And then I was blindsided. Mourning the death of Abigail Mills.
It's like Renew Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow should burn in a fiery death hell.
Oh my gosh. Because I've never done the Renew Sleepy Hollow hashtag, just because I do the Sleepy Hollow, because that's for the Black Girl Nerds and all the people who want to follow that hashtag. And so I did this one, and I just like, no, this is... And even if you look at the tweets that I put out for it, I was just so shocked. I didn't even know what to tweet out. I didn't even know what to say, because I was just sitting there. And she basically dies like halfway through the show. The episode. Like, the episode. So you're like, okay, she may come. And then they do this thing, they fake you out, like there's gonna be a way to get her back. It's just... And the way she dies is a recycled plot line, because Abby in the past has sacrificed herself. She's gone into purgatory to get Katrina in the real world, and she went into the catacombs this season and was gone for a while. So she consistently had sacrificed herself, and so that's really what you decided. That's what you decided, how she's going out.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. All right. I don't know what to say. I'm done. I don't know, I guess we can touch on this a little bit, but there's been a lot of talk on a lot of prominent characters have died off in shows. I guess in 1 week, 8 female characters were killed off.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then
like the 100 had that big controversy when I think it's their lesbian character, she was killed off.
Yeah, and Denise was killed off.
And then Denise was killed off. Which I liked Denise.
I like Denise.
She's like the only new cast, one of the only new cast characters I could actually stand. So she's
I felt like they were actually putting meat on the bones with her character, but what do I know? I don't write TV shows. I just watch them.
I know, but I mean, we don't know the decisions that they make. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's such a strange, and then it just it just lacks tact. It's like, you know that it's 2016 and social media and like Twitter and everything like that, and it just like all these decisions that get made in Hollywood in general. I'm like, aren't you paying attention to when this happened to the last movie? Like, did you think you were just gonna like get by and just like sort of sneak this by people? It's just, you just can't do that anymore. You have to sort of be thinking about what I think what the problem is that people don't think about their show, like how their show exists in the greater context of everything else, right? They're just like, it's like when that one guy was like, well, sometimes characters just die because they die, or blah 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 blah.
Or because the one guy who tweeted,
yeah, he's a producer,
not because they're
not because they're minorities or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
what are you talking about?
I know.
This makes no sense in the show, regardless of if it's a person of color or not.
Right.
And it's worse because it's a person of color.
Exactly.
Just accept that. Like,
but so you have to, yes, it's like you have to think about how your show is not necessarily just for entertainment purposes, but just like how it plays into the greater narrative of what's happening in the world. You just can't ignore people and what they like and what they think and how they feel. Like, this is exactly what happened with Walking Dead. Like, it's not 20 years ago. 20 years ago, when there was no social media, you could just make a decision with a show, and it's like, I made this decision.
Yeah.
I stuck on it. It just doesn't work that way anyway. Yeah.
I think it's a fine line, because if you go too far into what people want, it's not going to be a good show.
It's fan service.
Right. It's just fan service.
Yeah.
And that's understandable too. You're not going to just do
what people
want.
And
I don't think it's not that we want, personally, I'll speak for myself. It's not that I want you to do what I want.
No, that's not what it's about. It's just to think about it, to be considered.
Think about it, and at least try to like not have plot holes, and at least try to
put it just
like
put it like beyond,
right, like at least show me that you care.
Just think about
it.
How
just seems like you don't care.
Yeah,
I kind of feel a little bad, not really bad, because I again didn't like it, because I really did rant about The Walking Dead.
Don't feel bad.
But I mean,
they don't care. They still have millions and millions of dollars.
They don't care, because I'm gonna watch the show.
Yeah, it's the most popular show on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, but this was just such an insult. Yeah. It was like I think this show, the way they did this, I guess they didn't realize it, but it really insults the intelligence of the audience.
Yeah. And
I know they say American audiences are not, we don't like smart things or whatever, but we know the difference. Like, we can tell
we're more educated
this
now.
Is lazy.
Yeah.
We can handle it. We can handle thought out writing and thought out plot lines. So yeah, disappointment.
That's our take on Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
Sadness. I think that's all we have time for this episode.
I feel like angry in my heart.
I
feel like
you have to release.
It's like bubbling up.
You have to release it. Yeah, she's gonna be fine. Like, the show's not.
Yeah, she's gonna be fine.
I doubt the show's gonna be
okay.
And there's another show out there that's better. Hopefully, somebody out there is going to learn from the situation and put her in something better.
Right. I actually would really like her to be in films.
I agree.
She's so great.
She's such a great presence. Yeah.
She's so great. She was so great in 42, and she wasn't even like a huge she was Jackie Robinson's wife in that movie, and
right. She deserves.
So good.
I know she deserves to be a star.
So pretty.
I know she's so pretty.
Yeah, she's so pretty. There's one movie I just want to shout out this movie because I really like it. Called The Last Fall. It's this independent film with her and Delance Gross, who played Agent Reynolds this season. I know you didn't watch the episode this season, but he was in it, so it was kind of a reunion of both of them. So if you can find that movie, I don't know if it's on Netflix or somewhere.
Yeah,
check it out. It's
check
really
it
good.
out.
That's really good. And
so what was it called again?
The Last Fall.
The Last Fall. Okay.
Yeah.
So go support our girl, so she can get back on her feet. So I think that's all the time we have for this episode. I think, because I don't want us to go too late.
Yeah.
No, this is what the people want.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Harry Potter and all the trailers.
We can talk about it next week. Yeah. This is important work.
Yes.
We have to get in there.
Yes. This
talk about
was on my spirit.
And we're just releasing it. This is not just Black Girl Nurse. This is therapy for our souls. Just get it all out.
Right.
cleanse
And
it.
let us know in the comments what you guys think of this episode. Am I just ranting to the wind? Am I like fighting windmills here? What's going, like, am I crazy?
No, definitely not.
I don't think I'm crazy. I don't think all the vlogs and all the talk are crazy about what's going, what this episode has done. So, yeah.
Just let us know what you think. You can find me at Hey Shenee. You can find Liz at
Liz the Movie Girl.
At Liz the Movie Girl. Follow us. Let us know what you would like for us to cover next week. I think we'll start the week with... We are going to talk about the Harry Potter trailer, which we'll talk about next week. And if there's anything else you want us to talk about, let us know. Yay.
Yeah, let us know.
So we're all happy now.
And listen to the Black Girl Nerds podcast. It's my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, so and then also I think Jamie is going to have her take on it. Obviously, our show is on YouTube, so we can't spend as much time as we want to on it. You know, we like to keep it sort of around 20-ish minutes. But she's going to go... I know she's going to go and talk about it, and so you can sort of listen to that.
There's a really great article on Black Girl Nerds about this whole thing that says it's so much better than I have read.
No, that's great. Yeah, so
good.
So those are some of the things that you can go out and participate in the Black Girl Nerds space, and I think that's it for this episode. I will see you guys next week. Yeah. Look, we have second episode. Bye. Yeah. We're doing it. Okay. Bye, guys.